Josh, how do you feel after a game like that physically? You were all over the floor, quite literally.
I mean, I felt good. They were just telling me in the locker room I look like I can play another game. So finally got my conditioning all the way back. I just feel good.
Where do you think you get that from? Because all these guys try hard, but you kind of got an extra gear when it comes to the dives and whatnot.
My childhood, I was running around all day, 24/7. My mom, they literally had to like strap me down on my bed so I wouldn't get up and move. So I just go. My second wind is really fast, and it comes really fast, and I don't try to think about being tired, because that's a mental thing.
Does anybody say anything to Tony before he goes out to shoot those free throws?
I looked at him, I said, just like practice. It's nothing. It's just a free throw. I mean, I know it's a big thing that he's a freshman and all that, but Tony's he's an experienced basketball player, and we trusted him, and we all have faith in him that he's going to knock that down, and he did.
What were you guys looking for going into that final possession? Set it all up?
We just ran a play, and then we saw the matchups that they had, and coach made a adjustment, and we just went with it. And Tony got fouled.
Josh, how much of the toughness that the team has developed over the last couple of months, factor into today? Like, is this a game you could have won 6 to 8 weeks ago?
Honestly, we're not the same team we were. We definitely got a lot tougher. Coach definitely he changed some stuff around on the defensive end, and it really helped us. And we're playing a lot tougher. We're rebounding the ball more. We're getting in people, and then offensively we just trust each other. We cut for each other. We cut hard. We play for the person next to us, and that's what's been working.
Mike, you were the only guy on the team to shoot about 50% and took more than 3 field goal attempts. How did you kind of brush off maybe some of the other teams' struggle and not let it affect your play?
Because lately I've been missing mine. So I've been in the gym working out and getting in extra shots on my free time.
For both of you guys, just talk about how this game was built on the back of the defense, defending and rebounding. Pat's been preaching that since day one, but talk about the confidence both of you guys had in that process to claw your way back and never surrender in this.
Every game, second half, we kind of have like this boost, and we just ride that momentum. But that's a really good team. We know that we were going to get. It was on the defensive end. We didn't play well the first half on either side of the ball, and in the second half we really. And when we went to the locker room for halftime, we really just spoke about how defense is going to win this for us. We have a lot of talented players, and our offense is going to be good, because we just have too much just firepower just everywhere. But it was on the defensive end that we really needed to lock down, and we did.
Did you feel fortunate to be as close as you were at the half, because you didn't shoot really well and you had a bunch of turnovers? You were only down 10.
Yeah, we definitely, that was definitely a main point that we said in the locker room. Coach he came in, he just motivated us to play. His fire and just his desire that he has for the game of basketball just fuels us, and we just went out and we played together and really hard, and that's the end result was because we wanted it a little bit more, and we played a lot harder.
Is there anything that you can attribute that first half to in terms of some of the scoring struggles and just the way that it played out?
They just play really good defense. That's a really good team, like I said, and defensively, I think they're in the top 2 or 3 in the league in defense, and they were just denying everywhere, and they had a lot of ball pressure, and I don't think we were there mentally for the first half.
Coach,
Mike, is there a different dynamic for you coming off the bench? Right back here. Is there a different dynamic for you coming off the bench versus starting? And if so, how would you describe that? What's that like?
It don't bother me at all, because I know starting or not starting, I'm gonna just play how I play regularly.
Coach has been kind of talking about you guys' offense so far this year. He said at the beginning of the year he wanted to score 80 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
So how does it say for your team's defense now that you're able to win a defensive struggle like this game?
It just gives us more energy. The more defensive stops we get, the faster we can get up the court, the more open shots we're going to get because people are running their lanes, and big fella over here is running down the court as fast as he can and drawing people to the middle of the court because he's so dominant. So everybody's gonna look out for him. And we had a couple kick-up threes for Peyton and because everybody was running the floor, and Mike definitely brings a lot of people with him. So our defense it's gotten a lot better since the start of the season.
This one's for Mike right in the back. So you've had over the last 3 games 2 attempts at a double-double. You were 1 away, I think 1 rebound away against Michigan State, and then you put up these numbers against the number 24 team in the country. Like, where's your confidence at right now? And then after a win like this, I mean, where's the team's confidence? Because, like, what do you guys feel you can achieve in the next coming weeks?
We feel like we still got more to give. Like, we have a lot to work on. And the day wasn't our best day, but we just brought energy, played with heart, and gave us that off.
Josh, you mentioned not being there mentally in the first half. Is there a point or a play in the second half where you guys start to feel that clicking that you remember?
I feel like we played a whole 20 minutes in the second half. Just on the defensive end, we started getting stops and we started kicking and pushing the ball up the floor, and that's when we're on having a really good game. Because in the open floor, we're really hard to guard. Because, like I said, we have a lot of firepower from everywhere. Peyton can hit a 3, Shep can hit a 3 and get to the basket. We just have so much stuff. And as soon as we started kicking the ball up and moving, things started getting easier.
Mike, have you really surprised yourself at all this year with just how dominant you have been in some of these performances? Is that a surprise to you, or are you kind of anticipating it would kind of go this well?
Not really. I don't have a feeling. I just go out there and play the game that Coach been teaching me, and I just try to play as my hardest.
And what was it like this was one of the bigger crowds we've seen here in a while. What was it like just playing in front of that many people?
It was fun playing in front of the crowds, but Coach always tell us we play for each other, not the crowd.
Were you guys thriving off of that toward the end? It looked like, Josh, you were kind of walking in front of the students and trying to get them.
I try to bring as much energy to the court as I can, whether it's getting the crowd hype. I did that a couple of times against Michigan State, and we just kept going on runs. And the more energy that's filtered towards us, I feel like we have a better chance of getting a steal or a really big rebound, or on the offensive side, just moving for each other and knocking down open shots. So I just try to bring as much energy as I can.
Josh, generally speaking, what were some of those changes you mentioned Coach made defensively that's helped you guys transition from where you were to where you are today?
I don't think I'm allowed to say that.
Okay.
Josh, when you guys aren't when you guys aren't on your game in the first half, maybe defensively, as you know, one of the leaders defensively for this team, is that something that you talk to the guys in the locker room about? Are you outspoken when you see an issue like that?
Usually, I'm like I lead by example. I try to. I'm kind of soft-spoken when it comes to like that type of stuff. But Coach has really been working with me, and he's been trying to get me to be a bigger leader and a better leader. And I've been starting to notice stuff. Starting to tell people like, if we can do this, this will be easier. This could be better. We need to play harder. Like it's just little stuff, like small stuff that I try to bring to the table that I'm trying to filter throughout the team. And the more energy we have on the court, and the easier that we can play defense. The easier that we can get a stop somehow. I just try to contribute just the little stuff.